Every habit that you struggle with, from endless scrolling to procrastination to late night snacking, is powered by one thing: the habit loop. And here's the secret: once you understand how the loop works, you'll be able to break free from it. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how the habit loop controls your behavior and the exact steps that you can use to make a change starting today. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lomisola and I'm all about building good habits that eventually builds a good and sustainable life for you. Today we are breaking down the science-backed framework that explains why habit sticks and how you can break the ones that are holding you back. Bad habits don't stick because you're weak or because you don't have enough willpower. They stick because your brain is naturally wired to look for comfort and rewards. I want you to think about it this way: your brain doesn't care about the habit itself, whether it is scrolling on your phone endlessly for hours, whether it is eating late at night, or even biting your nails. What your brain really cares about is the reward that it gets afterward. Maybe scrolling for long hours on your phone give you a quick hit of entertainment. Maybe eating late at night make you feel confident. Maybe biting your nails help you to relieve stress. Over time, your brain starts connecting that habit with the rewards. So when you feel lonely, bored, stressed, your brain goes, "Oh, I know what to do. This makes me feel better." And that is why it feels almost automatic. Now here's the thing: telling yourself to just stop doesn't work. It never works because you're fighting against your brain's programming. It is not the habits that you are hooked on, it is the reward behind it. And that's why bad habits feel so stubborn. Oh my god, because your brain has learned to expect the reward every single time. Most of us don't realize this, but every habit, good or bad, follows a simple loop. This is something that many researchers have studied for years. But one of the clearest explanations comes from Charles Duhigg's work on habits. He describes the cycle as having three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Think about it like this: something triggers you. Maybe you're stressed after work, or maybe you're just even plain bored. That is the cue. Then, almost on autopilot, your brain slips into a routine. Maybe you grab your phone and start scrolling TikTok. Maybe you head straight to your kitchen for a snack. That is the reward, the payoff your brain gets: a quick hit of dopamine, a tiny moment of relief, a little distraction from what you're currently feeling. The important part here is that your brain is not addicted to the routine. Your brain is addicted to the reward. So your brain remembers, the last time I was stressed, I scrolled TikTok and I got relief. So the next time you feel stressed, your brain will nudge you to repeat that cycle. That's why habits feel so automatic. Your brain is simply running the loop that it has been trained to recognize. The first step is to identify the cue. Most of the time, habits, good or bad, they don't just happen. They are triggered by something. And psychologists call this the cue. This is the first part of the habit loop. So here's the thing: if you don't understand what triggers your habits, you will always feel like your habit controls you. But the moment you identify the cue, you take your power back. So for example, let's say you realize that every time you lay down in bed at night, you end up scrolling your phone for hours. The cue isn't your phone. The cue is the act of lying in bed. So how do you uncover your cues? Start by asking yourself these 5 questions every time you notice a habit that you want to change. 1. Where are you? Your environment matters more than you think. 2. What time is it? Habits often stick to certain times of the day. 3. How do you feel? Stressed, lonely, bored. Emotions are huge triggers. 4. Who are you with? We pick up habits from people around us. 5. What just happened before the habit? The action right before might be the trigger. When you track the pattern for 1 week, you begin to notice the why behind your habits. And here's a valuable insight: once you know the cue, your brain can predict the habits before it even happens. That is the way you interrupt the loop before it controls you. So let me tell you a quick story. I used to obsess over things, and I realized that what makes me obsess over things is when things don't go my way. So I was able to identify that the cue is things not going my way. That self-awareness has helped me so bad to control the habit. Every time my brain predicts that, baby, things are not going your way, you are about to obsess, I just change the script. Start looking for solutions instead of obsessing and being reactive and wasting my time. Knowing the cue really helped me to quench the habit. Don't just focus on stopping the habit. Focus on the moment the habit begins. The cue. That's the real starting point of change. Step 2 is to replace the routine and not the reward. Most people fail at breaking bad habits because they try to completely remove the bad habits without giving their brain a replacement. And here's the thing, your brain doesn't actually care about the habit itself. It only wants the feeling that the habit gives you. Think about it like this. If you scroll on TikTok for hours, the reward might be entertainment or even escape. If you procrastinate, the reward might be avoiding discomfort or difficult task. If you eat late at night, the reward might be comfort or stress relief. This is the reason why going cold turkey doesn't actually work. It never works because you're trying to take away the reward that your brain has learned to crave. The real trick that is going to help you is to keep the reward and swap the return. So for example, if you enjoy snacking while watching Netflix because you feel like, oh, this helps me relax, don't just try to stop snacking. Instead, change what you snack on. Keep fruit, nuts, or teas beside you. This way, you get the same comfort and relaxation, but this time without any guilt. Another one is maybe you scroll your phone at night to unwind. Don't just try to stop. Instead, replace that routine with something that still feels calming, like listening to a podcast, journaling, or even reading a book that really interests you. Don't focus on stopping the habit. Focus on redirecting the craving. If you only cut something out, your brain will feel deprived. But if you replace it, your brain feels satisfied. And that's how habits actually sticks long term. And here's the reason why this works. Your brain still gets what it wants. That comfort, relaxation, relief. But you have asked the routine into something that actually serves you instead of sabotages you. Step 3 is to make the bad habits harder to do. Here's the truth. Your brain is naturally wired for the path of least resistance. And this means that when something is easy to do, you will probably keep doing it. And that's why bad habits stick, because they are often the default option. So instead of fighting willpower every single day, change the environment around you. Add friction to the bad habit so it becomes less convenient to do. For example, if you scroll Instagram every night before you go to bed, log out after every use, or even remove the app from your home screen, that extra 10 to 15 minutes of effort forces your brain to pause and ask, do I really need this right now? That tiny pause is where your self-control sneaks in. Another example is, if you snack so much on junk food, don't keep them within arm's reach. Keep that chips on the highest part of the shelf, or don't even buy it at all. If the first option in sight is a fruit, 99% of the time, you will probably grab the fruit. The key is to make bad habits harder and good habits easier. So I want you to think about it like setting a roadblock for your old self and green lights for your future self. The truth is this, your brain will always choose the easiest option. So design your environment to make the easy option the better one. Step 4 is to reward new habits. Most people underestimate the power of reward in building new habits. So I want you to think about it this way. Your brain is like a little kid. It responds better when there is a treat at the end. Without the reward, your brain will not see any point in repeating the new behavior. So here's the trick. The reward doesn't have to be big at all. It just has to feel good in the moment. Use micro rewards. Smile and say, yes, I did it to myself. Or tick off a habit tracker. It sounds silly, but this tiny moment of celebration releases dopamine, your brain's feel-good chemical, and tell your brain to do it again and again. Stack a reward onto the habit. For example, only allow yourself to watch your favorite Netflix show after completing a workout, or only allow yourself to sip your favorite coffee after writing for 20 minutes. This way, your brain starts linking the habit to rewards. Track your streak. Have you ever noticed how good it feels when you see a streak on Duolingo or even Snapchat? That is not an accident. Our brains are naturally wired to chase progress. Use a simple habit tracker and let the visual streak be your daily reward. The key is to make good habits feel rewarding right away. Because if it feels like hard work now, pay off later, your brain will always want to go back to the old habits. So every time you complete a good habit, no matter how small, make sure you reward it, celebrate it, lock it in. Over time, those tiny celebrations rewires your brain to crave the good habits instead of the old ones. I want you to remember, change doesn't happen by forcing yourself to be stronger. It actually happens when you rewire the loop. Cue, routine, reward. Spot the cue. Swap the routine. Seal it with a reward. That is the cycle that keeps a good habit alive. So here's where the real challenge is. I don't want you to just watch this video and then move on. Think of one habit that has been holding you back. Maybe procrastination, maybe scrolling too much on the internet, maybe skipping workout. Write it in the comment section. The reason is because when you say it out loud and you share it, you're already one step closer to breaking it. And if you found value in this video, hit like and subscribe, because the more people understand this, the more we can help build lives where our habits work for us instead of against us. Remember, your habits shape your future, so start with one loop today.